welcome to this wonderful guest.
Hi.
How are you today?
Fine.
That's fine. Okay, I need you to tell me what your favorite fairy tale story is.
Snow
Tell me.
White and the Seven Dwarfs.
The Hobbit.
Hobbit? Is that a fairy tale?
It's a fairy tale.
Oh, yeah. And what about you guys?
I don't know. I don't like fairy tales.
No?
Neither.
None?
No.
Maybe Tinkerbell?
I like Tinkerbell.
What about you?
Mermaid.
What's that?
The
The
Little
Little Mermaid.
Ah, okay,
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Okay. And
Maybe Mulan.
Mulan?
Yeah, Mulan.
Okay.
There is a
Yeah.
fairy tale.
Okay. Well, I have one. My favorite is one about
Peter
a
Pan.
little animal.
Pocahontas.
Winnie Pooh.
I needed to guess what the story is. I'm going to show you some images, and you have to guess at the end, not before. Because I know you're going to say, hey, no. Just see the pictures, and at the end you are going to tell me the title of my favorite tale story.
No, I know.
What is this? This is a herd.
I heard.
Okay.
This is like a pack
Okay.
of deers.
A pack.
Okay? It's a buck deer.
Buck deer.
A buck deer.
His name is Buck.
Okay?
Bucky the
These antlers.
Antlers. Antlers.
Mhm.
Antlers.
And there's a
Bambi.
fawn. So the name,
Oh,
It's because it's baby.
It's Bambi.
It's because it's baby.
yes, a little
Like
deer.
it's like baby.
That baby deer.
A baby deer.
It's Bambi.
Is it Bambi?
Another idea?
Tierra Diosa.
No. Rudolph the reindeer.
Bambi.
Bambi?
It's Bambi. I
Okay,
have never watched Bambi.
you are right. My favorite fairy tale is Bambi.
Because it's sad.
It's because actually there are different versions of that story.
Do you like the saddest of all of them?
Yeah.
I thought Bambi was a girl. Yes. It's a boy.
So, my favorite story is Bambi. So, this is our objective, today's objective. By the end of the lesson, you are going to rewrite the ending of the fairy tale Bambi by extending the story one more paragraph, including new details and characters that might take place after the classic ending to the story. Okay? Now, you're going to watch the video. It's a short one, don't worry. And you're going to see the story of Bambi. You're going to see the end of that story, but you're going to create a new one, okay? So, let's watch.
Bambi. Once upon a time, there was a forest where many animals lived in harmony. They were all very good friends. One morning, a little rabbit named Tambor went to wake up the owl to go and see a little fawn that had just been born. All the animals of the forest got together to meet the new baby deer, Bambi. Everyone became really good friends with him, and they started showing him everything in the forest, like the flowers, the rivers, and they told him the names of all the animals. Every day they got together in the clearing to play and learn. One morning, Bambi's mother took him to see his father, who was the head of the herd of deer. It was his job to look after all of the rest of the deer. When Bambi and his father were casually walking in the forest, they heard dogs barking. "Run, Bambi, run," said his father, trying to save him. "But why, father?" cried Bambi. "It's the humans, and every time they come to the forest, they try to hunt us." A few days passed after this encounter with the humans, and Bambi's father showed him all he needed to know for when the day came for Bambi to be the head of the herd. Bambi then met another deer that was very beautiful. Her name was Farina, and they fell in love with each other very quickly. One day they were both playing when they heard the sound of dogs barking. Bambi thought to himself, "Oh no, it's the humans!" And he tried to find cover and hide. By the time he thought of a plan, the dogs were so close that if he wanted to save Farina, he was left with no choice but to stand between her and the dogs. Once she was safe, Bambi tried to save himself and run from the dogs. Just when he thought he was free, he encountered a cliff that he had to jump. The hunters fired their shots, missing Bambi, but the fall injured him when he landed by the river. At that moment, his father and all his friends came to help him cross the river. Once they crossed the river, they would be free from the danger of the humans. When they made it across, they tended to Bambi's wounds, and he made a swift recovery. Time passed, and our hero Bambi grew up to be a big buck. He went to see his friends, and it was hard for them to recognize him because he had grown so much. Now he even had big, beautiful antlers. By this time, the owl was old and wise, and Tambor had married a little rabbit, and they had 3 baby rabbits.
3 dozens.
Bambi married Farina, and they had a little fawn, and he went to meet all the animals of the forest, just like Bambi did when he was young. Everyone lived very happily, and Bambi was now the head of the herd. Just like his father before him, who had become too old to look after the others, it was Bambi's job to look after the forest.
Yeah. That's my favorite story. You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is the end of this fairy tale. Now, from the video, maybe you got some ideas for your ending. Okay? I need you to write them down here. Write down your ideas, the details you want to be. You have 2 minutes to do it, okay? And you can begin now.
We're going to change the end.
Yes, you're going to create a new one. You have to add new detail, new characters if you wish. And the first you have to begin by writing down details, ideas, okay? Try to order those ideas. Remember, just write down ideas, details, not the ending itself. Okay?
How?
You just maybe I'm going to add a new character. The name, her name or his name is going to be this. Or, some ideas. because after that you're going to do the real ending. You know?
Okay.
It's like a brainstorming activity. So far so good. We have a lot of ideas there.
I think what's so.
One more minute.
Tambor.
Yeah, like a tapo.
Really?
Yes.
Chamber.
Tambor got cancer.
Okay.
It's funny.
Make the story sadder.
Leave her alone.
You just leave me alone kasi
Brandy scatter. No.
You're obsessed with death. 30 seconds.
It was the philosopher's stone, right?
The one of Harry Potter. Who?
Brandy's father. Like, no. You'll never be the head of the hemp. Not Brandy. Not you. Not my own son.
So he's like Voldemort.
20 seconds. Focus, focus.
Don't die now.
Don't worry. I got Brandy's father.
Only five. He's a new Dark Lord.
Listen.
All right. Okay. Now we have some ideas there. You need to order those ideas. I mean, when you write the ending story, the ending of the story, you need to put all those ideas in order. Okay? So you can begin doing that. Just ordering the ideas, and that's it.
Okay. But we're not going to write it yet.
No, just order.
There, no.
What was the
They
name
like
of the baby deer? How do
Form.
how do you spell it?
F-A-W-M.
Yeah.
F-A-W-M.
More.
For the baby of mommy.
It could be.
So, do you have the?
They have the story, teacher.
Okay.
How do you say
Rudolph,
extinguish?
no.
How do you say extinguish?
Extinguish?
Extinguish. Extinguish.
Extinguish.
So if you know the order of the
Dolph.
ideas,
Dolph.
you can begin doing.
Can I have another paper?
Me too, please. Was his uncle.
It was a descendant of
I don't just want.
Dolph.
I think we can have the house and
We are
go.
going to get
Are you going to recycle?
Len. But you're just
Yes.
two.
Kami was teacher in a restaurant.
I'm going to
Okay. Do you have the order of the
Yes.
ideas? Okay. Now you can begin writing down the extending ending. Okay.
Okay.
You too.
Okay.
You are almost done.
What kind of name is Bambi for a man? What kind of name is
I
Bambi?
don't know.
For a big buck.
No,
It's a buck, right? Buck.
But it's like
bacteria. Big
Like an
bacteria.
adult.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like when they Bambi and Dog here. What were they thinking?
Fun.
Fun.
Okay, are you ready for right now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, buddy. You have 4 minutes to complete your extended ending. You done or
I'm done.
you're working on it?
No, I'm done, teacher.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I can't get it. Because I am not good at reading this type of
Oh, I'm sorry.
handwriting. But I'm going to try.
What was the name of the girl? Farina?
The what?
Farina?
Farina. Maybe.
Coast or bay? Porque la costa. Is coast, you know?
Because the base like
Mexico's coast.
uh
Costa Mexico.
coast because base like for the ship
Ah, okay.
the cruise boats.
Ah, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's smaller. It's a smaller place.
The
okay.
coast like. How long
Or the
does it have to
coastline is like
It should be a paragraph.
And
the
the
limit of the
of
sea.
all the sea.
Uh-huh, the coastline.
Okay, the coastline. Mm. The east is, yeah, this is,
A little bit.
and the Gulf is this one, right?
Mhm.
Or the Pacific?
A and D.
East.
And
The
C.
Pacific is the
No,
east.
It's in the middle.
Sorry
Yes.
about that, teacher.
Wait.
I will try to write different next time.
Well, the thing is that most people don't understand this type of handwriting.
Mhm.
It could be a problem you have, for example, kids or
Yeah.
teenagers in your works. The word of the that's fine.
Okay.
It's cute. Now you can draw something
Okay.
if you wish. In order to complement that. One more minute. Or you're done.
You always give a little time to write.
Because time is money. That may wish they could give you more time, but are you okay with the book? Done? That's right. That's great. Okay. You're going to be first. You're going to tell us your ending. Okay?
Okay.
You can begin.
Well, Bambi observed the sky, wondering if there would be a safe place for his herd to be safe and far away from humans. He had been a brave, brilliant leader, but he lived every day afraid of dogs and hunters. One day, staring the stars in the sky, discovered a brilliant star approaching to the earth. His eyes were wide open when he saw a little and slim character coming out of the star. "You are safe," the stranger said. "We will take your family to the world of the earth, where you will not be hurt again." "How come? Who are you?" Suddenly, a little phone called him, "Daddy, wake up, time for lunch." Bambi then realized that maybe one day he would, or maybe his son, would find the world of the earth to be safe.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. You're next.
Oh, it's horrible. Okay. Bambi and Farina had a child. The newborn fawn was cute and friendly. His name was Dove, named after his great-great-uncle Rudolph the reindeer. Dove wanted to leave the forest to travel to new places, but at his first try to leave the forest, he encountered some humans who injured him, so he returned to the forest. He kept trying, but every time he got an injury, until he had to stop. He had to stay in the forest forever and fulfill his duties as a future leader, forgetting his desire to travel.
Okay. You're next.
Me? Okay. After Bambi fell from the cliff, he got.
Because I know you. Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay, after he fell from the cliff, he got lost into the forest for 3 years.
He what?
He got lost into the forest. No,
Drugs.
I cannot take this seriously because you laugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, because of the teacher laugh.
The teacher.
Okay, there. When he finally managed to get back home, he found out Farina was dead.
Okay.
She had tried to go find Bambi, but hunters found her first. After that, Bambi was very depressed. He went to visit the place where she had died every day and only sat there for hours. As he was so busy being depressed, there was no one who left her, causing the deers extinguished, leaving only the memory the other animals had of them behind.
Okay, yeah. One day, Bambi was taking care of the deer farm when the humans arrived. They were hunting Jimmy, Bambi's dear son. Jimmy ran very fast, but not enough. The humans shot him, and he unfortunately died. Bambi was devastated, and devastated, sorry, and died of sadness.
Okay.
Wait, I haven't finished.
Okay.
Farina, that was her name, right? Committed suicide.
Okay.
He did not burn her loneliness, and that's it.
Oh my God.
Okay, and the last one. Lovely.
Okay, well, it says, more years later, Bambi and Farina got married in a small church near Tijuana.
I thought my story was crazy. Yours are
Okay, go on.
They got instantly pregnant and traveled all the Mexico's east coastline where the Gulf of Mexico is. When they got back to Canada, their fawn was born, but unfortunately, Farina died. Bambi, in a big despair, tried to put all his life together, but failed in some way. He tried to suicide and got injured for life. When he knew Tamar got cancer,
father because he had the philosopher's stone. His father was greedy and evil, but very sympathetic. And Bambi very creatively tried to convince him by telling some jokes. By telling some jokes and save his old and tiny friend. This was the only thing that Bambi got to make right in his life.
Okay. This class was just for fun, just in order to practice your writing skills, and you did well. You did well. So thank you for having attended this class, and have a nice day.